Yeah, hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we've decided to come live so that we can answer your questions, anything that you have in your mind. So feel free to let us know your questions in the comments or in the chat box, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Make sure that you ask anything that you have to ask me live related to the job market, related to the career goals you have, any career counseling, resume you want to get shortlisted, etc. So I'll help you with that. And yeah, let's wait for you guys to join and more people to join so that we can answer your questions. And also, I would like to introduce my colleague and co-founder, Mr. Aviral, to please come on the camera and help us take this session ahead. So, hi Aviral, how are you?
Hey, hi Kavya. Good evening.
Hi,
How are
good
you?
evening. I'm good, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Great.
Sin- So, what are we discussing today?
So, I think I'm open to all kind of questions, and the reason I invited you is, even you can help students with your experience. Anything, any questions they have related to finance, related to consulting, related to, MBA or how to get jobs, how to search for jobs on LinkedIn, etc. I think we'll be able to help them with that, right?
Perfect. We will.
So let's wait for a few people to join. And Viral, I request, can you please share the live link in the WhatsApp group if possible?
Sure, I'll do that.
Thank you. Sure. Let's wait for 2 more minutes and let me know if we get any questions. I'll just have a look as well.
Definitely.
So once you're done, Aviral, maybe you can talk a little about your experience at EY or maybe, how to approach Big Fours. So I think बहुत time बाद you have been here on my channel and finally you've got the time. Or I should say that I wasn't able to manage my time well to invite you, but welcome on board again and very happy to also have you as a part of this live. Let's share anything that you feel like sharing with the audience, anything from your experience and how has it been, what are the challenges, what are the learnings you've had.
Well, thank you, Kavya. Since, yeah, a long time I'm coming to your live video, so it's really good. So, coming to my experience, since I'm a business consultant in EY, I have done my MBA in supply chain and operations and got a job in EY as a business consultant. And my role over here is, first of all, coming to my competency is logistics. Okay, so my role over here is to handle the clients, their problems, problem related to the warehouse, problem related to their transportations, anything related to that. So my work is to give them the best solution to them, even what are the best ways to improve their efficiencies. So me, the team, all our work is to handle the clients, to make them to give them a satisfaction that, yeah, the work is really good. So I was using different tools, right? Like Power BI, Alteryx, Visio, uh, Microsoft Office. There's multiple things we have to use over here. So since supply chain is very vast, okay, so coming to supply chain, there is planning, there is strategy, there is procurement. So getting an overall knowledge, giving them the best solutions is my role, right? And EY is one of the big four company which always wants that their colleagues will give them the best. And I hope that you also experience the same, right, when you were in EY. So this is something which we always want. So yeah, as you said, there is no time limit for working hours, right? We have to work late night also. So this is, I'll say, also a very good thing. But sometimes I got frustrated because these things were like a lot is going on. But yeah, this gave me a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience. Even coming to the background of supply chain, every time new technologies come in this market, so you have to work on that. You have to give your best to know their clients and what are the big solutions we can provide them. So this is the all my work is. But yeah, I'm open to all the questions what we have in our in this session. what all the people wants to know about EY, about my career path, how to get supply chain, right? What supply chain works basically, what is my working over here. So that's all I can provide them. Plus, what consulting do, I can also tell them. And moreover, I think you are the best person to answer all the questions for that. For finance, I'll try my best.
Yeah, I think that was really a good start, to let people know who you are, what you do, Aviral, and also, thank you for your time in letting people know about the same. So I request all of you watching on YouTube to, participate in the chat box and let us know of your questions so that we can answer them shortly. And meanwhile, Aviral, I have a question that, so now that you've entered into consulting and, then comes the challenges, then comes the work, etc. But let's go back जब हम लोग job search ही कर रहे थे and we really didn't have anything in hand, right? That was the phase जब बहुत डर लगता था कि rejection, acceptance, etc. क्या पढ़ें क्या ना पढ़ें, whether doing an MBA also is enough or not. So I want you to talk about that time, and I will also be talking about my experience when I was searching for a job. So tell me that was it through your college that you got a job, and how do you think अगर college से job नहीं मिलती किसी को, especially as freshers, what is your opinion on कि वो कैसे, how can they approach for a job in the market? Yeah.
Okay, first of all, I'll share my experience. Okay. So when I was in MBA searching for a job, that's something like stress time, highly stressed, because you are searching for a job and there are multiple opinions which come for you, like you have to do this, you have to be very good in this, in some softwares, you have to do soft skills, communication skills. But what my experience is, when I was sitting for EY, I'll not say that I only sit for EY. There are multiple companies I have sit. Okay, I have gained multiple knowledge over it. And now when I just sit in EY, okay, so what you have to do is, first of all, you have to be very confident when you're giving your interview. It's as simple as, if you know the answer, you have to give your best. Always give examples. Examples is the key when you will explain the interviewer what you know about that particular topic, right? It's as simple as that. If you're cooking your food, so what all ingredients you need to cook the food, right? How will you cook the food? You need to tell every and each step for them. Right. Now, coming to the knowledge when you're giving the interview, right? There are multiple times came when you were rejected, right? When you are low in confidence, low esteem, low in self-esteem. So at that moment of time, you have to talk to yourself first, that where I'm lacking. And I have seen nowadays that people are not taking help. They are not want to know that where are they lacking. You should always ask the people where I'm lacking, what all things I should learn, right? And when I was, so there are very basic tips which I'll give you right now. Okay, so whenever you're sitting for an interview, you have to be get proper ready, proper formals, tie, shirt, coat, everything. You have to be look confidence, right? If you are not confident, your interview will catch up very easily. You have to be confident. As simple as that. If I'll say in a very what I'll say, funny way, कुछ भी हो जाए, अपना बेस्ट दो, तैयार होके बैठो, नहीं आता नहीं आता, अपना बेस्ट देना चाहिए. That's the simple thing. That's the simple mantra to get ready. You should talk to the mirror first. सामने खड़े हो, पूछो अपने आप से. Give your motivation. I can do it. This is my company. I'll crack it. Whenever you're going to interview, first thing is learn what this company will do. What is about company? What role they will provide you? Read the job description, right? And how you will prepare a resume according to that job description. As simple as that. As a fresher, nobody wants कि आपको सब आता हो. They just only want कि yes, we want to see कि that person will able to handle it properly or not. It is that person that confidence है, tick. He can able to provide our solutions, tick. That's it. That's simple thing. You know, there are multiple companies which always takes your reasoning test, right? Then you will come to Viva, then you come to your question rounds, multiple things, right? So you have to get ready. It's not about कि आप early morning उठ के you will panic. Don't need to get panic. It's as simple. Whatever knowledge you have to provide them, right? So that's a simple mantra. Kavya. When I was giving my interview for the EY, I have read several supply chains topics, what all supply chain do, what I have learned in my supply chain. I've read the books, right? And I was very much focused on my basics. That's it. My basics should be very much clear. So when I was giving the interview, I still remember the interview round was about 30 minutes, but my round was got about 1 hour. So, so 1 hour, there are multiple questions they were asking to me, and they were like, "What ऐसे ये कैसे होता है? What all you should do?" I have giving my examples. Okay, what I have learned my internship, what I have learned in my college days, right? How to handle a team, how to handle these things. Just an examples. You have to tell them it's not perfect. Nobody knows that. Everyone knows that you will not give the perfect answer, but how you will handle situation, that's the perfect thing. And yeah, I have cracked it.
Agreed. Yeah, I absolutely agree. And also, matlab, what I can conclude from what you said is also that, preparation should start beforehand. You shouldn't wait for your resume to get shortlisted, because resume shortlist hote hi, you don't know कि कितने time बाद your interview will be scheduled, right? So the time between your resume getting shortlisted and you actually giving an interview might be short enough for you to say कि अब मैं सब कुछ सीख लूंगा या सीख लूंगी. It's better, you start learning beforehand, because you know that eventually future में जाके आपको एक job चाहिए, right? So I think most important is starting your preparation in the right way at the right time towards the right goal, right? So you might have taken supply chain in your MBA. I took finance because I had a clarity that I want to make a career in finance. You knew that you wanted to enter into this area, right? So by that time, अगर हमें ये पता है कि हमें career किस में बनाना है, we should also know what kind of questions, what kind of skills are actually needed in the industry. And we should start talking to the mentors and the people in the industry to understand that how do we develop on that. And I think you'll agree that learning isn't expensive. Learning is the most cheapest yet the most effective instrument that you can use to empower others, and also to tell yourself that yeah, I am enough, I can do so much. So yeah, I think that is about it. And I also wanted to ask you, Aviral, that how do you motivate yourself? There are times जब आपको बहुत you feel very dejected from your job, or you feel that this is not for me. So I mean, this is one area that I really want to talk about apart from the questions we'll receive. So tell me, how do you deal with that stress of work, the corporate pressure that you just talked about in the beginning?
Okay, so since this is my very peak time is going on, okay, so I have to work for like 10 hours, 11 hours in a day. So at that moment of time, what I'll do is I I'll take my personal time. I need that personal time. And that personal time, I will talk to my friends, I will talk to my family, I'll talk to my colleagues, right? The colleagues which I can, open with. So at that moment of time when I feel really low, okay, I'll ask myself a question. Yeah, okay, what all things I can do? How can I improve? Right? If I were like something is not going according to the way I am thinking. So what is the best solution for that? So what I'll do, I'll talk to my mentors. I'll talk to them. I'll ask questions, right? And that moment, then if I was so frustrated, I was like, I need time. I'll take a break. Take a break. It's very, very simple. Take a break. At that break, you can go to sleep. You can read the book. Even there are many people who play games. I still remember this very popular game is going on like PUBG, right? Most people play. So, take your time. You need that time. Take your time. Go for a walk. Listen songs. Either read books. Whatever you want. Like you need to give yourself a time where you can calm your mind. You know, First of all, if you are feeling that my day is not going the way I want, you need to take a time, ask yourself what all I think can do, okay, and then go ahead. Every day, this is what I can do. For tomorrow, I'll make a to-do list. To-do list is what all things I have to cover tomorrow. And if something if not able to complete, I'll mark it as for next day. But something which I plan today for my tomorrow plans, right? For that moment, what happen is I know this is all the steps I want to do. This is all the plans I have of what all I can check. If I am able to complete 80%, I am satisfied. On a very don't know. I am satisfied because मेरा personal मानना है का when I think you should also believe in that. If you are giving 11 hours in your office, right? You have to give something to yourself also. नो मैटर वॉट, आप वो सुबह दो शाम को दो, कोई मतलब नहीं बनता, पर आपको अपने लिए टाइम निकालना पड़ेगा. Then you need to tell your teammates that I need some time. Okay, we'll connect back. Right? We need that time because that time is really important. अगर आप self time नहीं दोगे तो you will feel something low. You will like, I'm not focusing on my work. I'm very frustrated. You need to give yourself time. And then we have weekends, right? So enjoy your weekends. And ये मेरा personal mantra है. In weekends, no office work. In weekends you have to, if you want to learn something, of course you can go ahead, but no office work. My laptop will be closed. If I receive anything very urgent, then I will have, of course, open it. Otherwise my laptop will be closed.
I
As
think
simple.
that is very obvious why, because working for 5 days for so many hours is enough. And as you spoke very well about giving some time off for yourself, very
Correct.
important, right? So since we are focusing on the job aspect, on freshers and people trying to enter in the job market, I think the motivation starts from the point जब आप decide कर लेते हो कि अब तो आपको corporate में enter करना ही है, because you cannot control on what happens once you join in, but you can control how you deal with the situation. That stress of actually giving interviews, getting into the firm, trying to search for companies online. And आजकल job market has become very stagnant. I get a lot of questions from our viewers that वो बहुत जगह apply करते हैं, बहुत time तक apply करते हैं, they don't hear back, especially from companies like big fours as well, right? They say that कोई response नहीं आ रहा है. So they tend to feel demotivated, and they feel that I was lacking something, and because of that the company didn't shortlist me. So I want you to throw some light on this, Avril, that it's a general case. It has nothing to do with your skills, your confidence, your communication. It's something that this is how the job market works. And I think both of us have faced these situations, right, in our
Correct.
careers. So how do you deal with such situations with respect to jobs and your career path?
All right. Before going to this, Kavya, I'll just throw one light. Okay. When I was in my MBA, okay. So before EY, I have to sit around 4 companies, and I have faced rejection. And I'm very open with this. Okay, I'll not like I was the one who have cracked EY in a one go. I like, okay, people have to accept that rejection will come, but rejection will, okay, in a very simple way, आप rejection कैसे ले सकते हो? There are two ways. First is आप demotivate हो सकते हो. You will stop learning. You will stop doing your stuff, and you will like, अब मेरे से नहीं होगा. Second is where I'm lacking and where I can do, go forward. So rejection is one thing which always motivates you. This is personally what I feel. Okay, it's like if I was going on a project, I was not selected. There's some feedback. I'll work on that feedback. So rejection is very important. Rejection नहीं होगा तो आप आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते. A break is very important, right? If you will not face anything, you will not move forward. Now coming to the your second question, that many people, yeah, I accept that many, this market, everyone knows that this market is very fragile in this time, right? Because of multiple reasons. Last time recession has came, right? So market is quite low. There is no jobs. Now everyone knows there is war going on. So no, this impacts the market. This will impact the market. Jobs will be less, right? People will lose their job. People will not receive the letters, right? For example, if you apply something, if you are not receiving anything, what you can do? You can, mail that person. Make it on a official page, okay? कि आपने mail कर दिया, you will have not response, again a mail. If not, then what other things you can do? You can't sit, right? You have to apply for another jobs, another company, right? But make sure कि आप अपने आप को demotivate नहीं करें उस time पे. You have to be motivate yourself at anyhow. Second thing is not about your skills, Kavya. As a fresher, एक fresher को ये पता होना चाहिए कि या in this market multiple things are coming, multiple technologies is coming. So where I am right now, क्या मेरे पास वो skills हैं, क्या मेरे पास वो सब कुछ है? अगर है तो I have to wait for the opportunity. If not, you can talk to your mentors, you can talk to your seniors. Of course, अगर आपने MBA करा, आपके seniors होंगे, right? You can ask them where I'm lacking. Give you, okay, it's as simple as it, Kavya. If I'm not get selected, I'll come to you. Kavya, मेरा interview लो. Why? Because you are working, right? You are a person who is handling all these things, right? There are multiple students who come to you and ask you, "Ma'am, resume prepare नहीं हो रहा है, मैम ये नहीं हो रहा है." You know where I am lacking. अगर मेरे को जॉब नहीं मिल रहा, 110% you are lacking somewhere. So how will you improve? You can't demotivate yourself कि नहीं होगा. कैसे नहीं होगा? हर किसी का होगा. It's as simple.
True.
Jobs are very easy, but you have to motivate yourself at every point of time. In okay, Kavya, it's as simple as that. In office time also, something will happen. Okay, in projects में नहीं हुआ, client is not liking your work, right? That's also feels give me demotivation कि यार work अच्छा नहीं हुआ. So I'll do is I'll take a half an hour stop and I'll recheck my work. Where क्या feedbacks हैं? You know,
Very well.
feedback is very important. एंड आपको आगे बढ़ना होगा बिकॉज इन दिस जॉब मार्केट इन इंडिया इट्स एज सिंपल एज दैट देयर आर बिलियंस ऑफ पीपल हु आर रियली लुकिंग फॉर अ जॉब और आपको सबको जीत के आगे निकलना है वो तभी होगा जब आप एक स्किल पे एक्सेल से आप जॉब नहीं पा सकते इट्स एज सिंपल एज दैट आपको एडवांस भी आना चाहिए आपको एडवांस क्वेरी भी आना चाहिए मैक्रोस भी आना चाहिए सब आना चाहिए तभी आप आगे निकलोगे बिकॉज एक्सेल सबको आता
Absolutely.
है
So I want to say that skills over everything. I
Yep.
know that it sounds like that nahi eligibility is कि मुझे MBA होना है, मुझे CA होना है, but that things are important. We both of us are not saying कि आप अपनी basic educational requirements acquire मत करो. The whole objective is to let you know that it's your skills. It's and skills means not just your technical skills. The way you speak, how confident are you. देखो हर किसी को हर चीज नहीं आती. Do you think मुझे सारा finance आता है? नहीं. I am also a learner, and in fact I am someone who feels कि मुझे कुछ नहीं आता and I still have to learn so much, right? But the point is that you always need to tell yourself that there's something that I know better than what maybe, and don't even compare yourself to the peers because you know who you are, right? So which reminds me that your I mean, one of the questions I see on the chat, Bhavesh asked Aviral, and I think you have answered a part of it, that mock interviews though with the people, so a lot of mock interviews with the people from the industry, talk to them. And he has a wonderful question that how do we stand out from other members applying the job? Well, you stand out when you showcase, or you are already on that path of learning. You have taken the first step, or the early bird. You were the early bird when it comes to your preparation and doing it at the right time. So what makes you stand out, I believe, is, see, I know that there is a side of the market which judges you on the basis of a piece of paper called your resume, but your resume will also reflect on those areas. It should reflect on those areas that are non academic. So you always stand out by doing things, by engaging in NGOs, engaging with NGOs, by being a part of some extracurricular activities which directly support your job role. So let's say your job role is into a kind of a firm where you are supposed to talk to the clients, and you do not have an internship in that area. But what if you were a sports player, and that is that is being showcased in your resume? You can very confidently say that the sports that I play, or the kind of physical activities I do, have helped me also lead a team, right? I have worked in a team with my basketball team, my badminton team, etc. And working with the team, I've realized how to work with people from different cultural backgrounds. So it's not important that your experiences come as a result of your academic journey. It can come out of your non academic interest areas. So you become different when you have the technical skills needed for the job, while at the same time you also possess the confidence and have the soft skills. Confidence कैसे आएगा? Confidence आएगा when you try 10 things at a time, and have started gaining the clarity after doing those 10 things, that maybe these two things work for me. But जब तक आप वो चीजें करोगे ही नहीं, how will you realize which one works for you, right? So to be different, you should know where you belong. That's all I can say. So any input at your end, Avril, most welcome.
Uh, Kavya, one thing which I'll totally tell to all the peoples, even I'll not say कि मैं आपकी तारीफ कर रहा हूँ, but I'll say कि uh, you know some things is like in our time there are many less people will tell us कि हम कहाँ lag कर रहे हैं, right? But for our people over here in this live sessions, I can see there are multiple questions people are asking, right? So they have you, right? They have many other people's, right, to answer. But all I say is, if जैसे मैंने भी भावेश का मैसेज पढ़ा, how to stand out from, what is it, how to stand out from other members applying jobs is as simple as, भावेश, आप तभी आगे बढ़ सकते हो जब आप स्टिल, मैं फिर भी बोलूंगा, स्किल्स, राइट? जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन में लिखा हुआ है आपको ये आना चाहिए, आप उसको कहीं पे अप्लाई कर चुके हो, आपके पास एग्जांपल्स होने चाहिए, वही आपका शट आउट हो जाएगा. If you are good at your skills, if you are perfect at your skills, no one can say you will not in this company. They will fight for you कि हम हमें आप ही चाहिए, right? So in your game, you are the king. In your car, you are the driver. How to drive your car in your resume, it's up to you. How to drive your interview, is up to you. सामने वाला सिर्फ बैठा हुआ है, वो सिर्फ पूछ रहा है आपसे, करना आपको है. And I think I have a beautiful question for you. When you were giving your interview for finance, right? So you have faced something like a pressure, right? Because I don't think many of your uh, subscribers have asked you, the people have asked you, tell about your experience, how you have faced it, and what are your experience, or whenever you're getting EY, or when you were leaving EY and joining another company, or so how, what have you done, right? What are the skills? What are the challenges you have faced? Because I think most of people will not know that.
Interesting question, I would say. And yes, it's not something that I usually get to answer, right? So, well, I think sabki apni journey hoti hai, and for me, it has been the motivation that has come as a result of the hard work that I have put in from my school days, right? So, you eventually realize growing up that, there is a particular thing you like to do. So, since starting, I was not the person you see right now. I was one very extremely shy person who used to be underconfident, and like most of us out there, who feel ki shayad nahi ho paega. Maybe there are better people out there as compared to me who are doing so much well. But trust me, as I grew up, I realized कि जिस चीज से मुझे सबसे ज्यादा डर लगता था, कि मैं कैसे communicate करूंगी, आज मुझे लोग उसी के लिए कमेंट करते हैं. They tell me that your communication skills are good. It has not happened overnight. It happened over years. And how did it happen? It's not like I watched Netflix movies and the next day or maybe 3 months later I was a pro in speaking. But maybe yes, I will agree, watching movies with subtitles on help you improve your vocabulary sometimes, right? But speaking only comes when you communicate with people. आपको practice करनी ही पड़ेगी. You'll have to talk to people, and the best way to do it is talk to your juniors. Do not start with speaking to people who have more experience than you, right? Do it with your younger siblings. A little bit of a change in everyday life will help. So let's say you're going to a restaurant, right, and you want to order food. Do it in English, because the guy who is taking your order might not judge you on the fact कि आप हिंदी में order कर रहे हो या English में. All he has to catch is the items that he needs to bill you for, right? Like, but it's like how you frame sentences, your subject verb agreements, your grammatical errors, etc., can be completely taken care of if you are regularly practicing not just the verbal part but the written part. So I think with me, I did that a lot of times. At the same time, when I had my interviews, I was confident that I can speak well, but I was not confident that मेरे को इतना सब कुछ जो आता है, will I be able to frame it in a short answer and speak? So I knew that I might have an interview in the second year of my MBA, right? So I started 2 years back, right? I started in my graduation only. During my graduation, I looked for internships that can help me not just improve on my technical knowledge, but it can help me improve on my communication skills. So I always emphasize on these 3 C's, Aviral, which is curiosity, communication, and confidence. If you have these three, nothing can stop you, right? And with that, I think I would like to answer a few questions that I have received in the comments now. So,
There is one Satyajit who is asking a question that how I make presentation in class. Okay,
okay.
so yeah, so
I mean,
Kavish, yeah, it's up to you.
sure. Satyajit, see, presentation in Excel is actually a very fundamental area that, we feel that हमें आ जाएगा या हम कर लेंगे, but it does need a lot of time at your end. What I used to do, I'll tell you that. व्हेन आई वाज इन माय ग्रेजुएशन, ठीक है, ग्रेजुएशन तक आपको उतनी ज्यादा प्रेजेंटेशंस नहीं बनानी होती है. इनफैक्ट जब आप स्कूल में भी होते हो, यू समहाउ मैनेज विद द प्रेजेंटेशंस. वन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टिप आई वुड लाइक टू गिव यू फॉर द रेस्ट ऑफ योर लाइफ इज, आई नो वहाँ बहुत सारे टेम्पलेट्स अवेलेबल हैं, कैनवा पे बहुत चीजें अवेलेबल हैं. डू इट व्हेन यू बिकम अ प्रोफेशनल, राइट? यूज दोस टेम्पलेट्स बिकॉज आप पे टाइम नहीं होगा. बट अभी do not use any ready-made template from Google or any open website. You have so many templates already available on the Microsoft Suite, right? The presentation. So you start, pick up a topic of your interest, right? Make a random presentation. Errors तो होंगी उसमें, but just before you conclude the presentation, watch some videos which are talking about the general tips you should follow in a presentation. Let me tell you a few. For example, अगर मैं आपकी presentation देख रही हूँ and the color combination is not correct. Let's say आपने ये black color के background पे yellow color के font से कुछ लिखा है and it's not looking good to the eye. That is not what I prefer, right? So anyone will prefer a presentation जो बहुत simple है, to the point है, crisp है. Always use the font Arial and Times New Roman. I think when we work in the industry, this is again accepted form of the font. So start making changes like these. आप अपने headings का font size 12 रखो. आप अपने बॉडी जो आपका प्रेजेंटेशन पे जाता है, कीप इट एट 8, right? Then you keep a very simple white background and whatever you want to do it with the text, do it with the image. आप gifs add कर सकते हो, make it interactive. You can insert videos in your slides. But how do you start? आप start करो with a topic of your interest and send it across to us on the given email id kgflearning@gmail.com. We will review your presentation. You can connect to us, schedule a session where you can show जो भी आपने किया है, and then unbiased, okay, it will give you a feedback on how you can improve. So I hope that helps.
Kavya, a very common question. I think most of people will know to answer. How we make fluent in English for business communication? What are your preparation ways to make yourself very improved in English, or how to just I so you're so good. So what are your ways to improve your English?
Again, Aviral, you have to. So what I did was, when I completed my graduation, I was preparing for CAT. तो जब आप CAT के लिए prepare करते हो ना, there is a mandatory section, verbal ability, your written English communication skills. So what we used to do is, मैं एक placard बनाती थी. I used to write कोई भी random नए words. So I used to write 10 new English words या 10 new words from the vocabulary. या simply वो dictionary आती है ना, that short dictionary that we used to get, because in
Yes,
our times I think we never relied on Google. And आज भी I always recommend everyone to still rely on books and dictionaries, जो वो छोटी वाली हर किसी के घर में ऑक्सफोर्ड की कहीं ना कहीं डिक्शनरी पड़ी होगी. अगर आपने यूज नहीं किया तो आपके बड़े भाई बहन पेरेंट्स ने कभी ना कभी वो यूज किया होगा. जस्ट रैंडमली ओपन एनी पेज ऑफ द डिक्शनरी, स्क्रॉल थ्रू एंड सी आपको उसमें से कौन सा वर्ड नहीं पता, ट्राई टू फाइंड द मीनिंग ऑफ दैट वर्ड, उसको सेंटेंसेस में फॉर्म करना स्टार्ट करो, राइट? अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट ऑल्सो स्टार्ट यूजिंग इडियम्स, मुहावरे जिसको कहते हैं हिंदी में.
correct,
ठीक है. सो मैं आपने अगर कोई कॉर्पोरेट बैकग्राउंड का है तो आपने सुना होगा, लेट्स कॉल इट अ डे. सिंपल थिंग, राइट? बट लेट्स से आपको पता ही नहीं है व्हाट डज इट मीन. तो अगर बहुत फनी वे में बोलूँ तो ये कॉल करनी है किसको, but that doesn't it doesn't mean that, right? It means let's, whatever we are doing, let's continue tomorrow, or let's stop the work that we are doing. This is what it means. But कैसे पता होगा आपको? Only when you will form sentences. Just knowing the meaning will not help. So पहले आप अपना verbal written communication improve करते हो, अपने grammatical errors improve करते हो, and then you start speaking on those things again with the people. Practice comes with your age, right? So there's
correct.
nothing like business communication and the normal day to day English. बिजनेस कम्युनिकेशन में बस कुछ एक्रोनिम्स ऐसे इंट्रोड्यूस कर दिए हैं, या कुछ वो शॉर्ट फॉर्म्स बना दिए हैं, BRB, सी यू लेटर, EOD. So these are
EOB,
EOB, exactly. So these are some of the abbreviations, but it doesn't change the way you communicate.
correct.
Everybody has their own way. It's just that in a corporate setup, you're expected to be more polite, humble, say the same thing in a more gentle and a polite way. That's all. right? So communication is something that develops over time. This is not something anyone can teach you, but I'm sure we can all work together and we can improve it for each other, right? We can have JDs, we can talk about random topics, we can talk about who you are. So introduction, अपना introduction अच्छे से prepare करो, send it to us, we'll tell you what is lacking, right? So some of the tips, yeah, any more questions have we received, Aviras?
Kavya, one very interesting question. Since we are talking about skills, we have to show skills in our interview, right? So a question is like, when I was giving some work, I can show my skills in that work, but if when it come to explanation, I can't explain all my skills in that particular time. So what should I do?
Okay. So it's a very common scenario, right? That we list down the best we can in our resume because we want to appear as someone who knows everything and
Yeah.
who has the exact skills needed for the job और ये सब करते हैं. And I also see a question, can we lie in an interview? So rather than using the word lie, I would say try to be smart, right? सबने सुना होगा कि स्मार्ट वर्क को हार्ड वर्क से रिप्लेस कर दो, बट देर इज नो सब्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ हार्ड वर्क, honestly, right? So when I say smart bano, I mean, you anyway have to do know everything you have done in the mentioned in the resume. But all I can say is कि अगर आपने आज resume में लिख दिया that I know advanced excel और आपको नहीं आता, that is still okay on the condition कि जब आप interview दोगे तब तक आपको आता है. Are you getting the point? So you lied while preparing the resume, but by the time you were actually facing the interviewer, you worked enough कि आपको इस बारे में कुछ पता है. This can work and this everybody does, right? मुझे पता है कि I want to get hired in Deloitte or I want to get hired in EY और EY वाले Power BI की knowledge मांग रहे हैं. मुझे नहीं आता, but मुझे अभी apply करना है. You can mention Power BI only if you are confident कि मैं तो सीख ही लूंगा and I have to do it. दिन रात जगना पड़े, मैंने लिखा है मतलब मुझे आना चाहिए. And hence, let me be very clear on this. जो आपको लगता है आप कर चुके हो और जो आपको लगता है आप कर सकते हो, वो ही लिखना है रिज्यूमे में. That's it. Because certifications might not be needed. कोई आपसे पेपर फॉर्म में सर्टिफिकेट नहीं मांगेगा. I have done so many certifications. किसी ने मुझे नहीं बोला कि सारे सर्टिफिकेट सबमिट करो. But the moment they ask me about any one of them, कि इसमें क्या सीखा, and I'm not able to explain, I mess up everything, right?
Correct.
इससे
Correct.
इससे better तो मैं ना लिखती, but मैंने लिखा and I don't know about it. That's the worst situation you can be in. So don't lie, just be smart. Whatever you want to write, write as per the job description to increase your chances of getting selected. But at the same time, make sure that you are able to acquire or have the knack towards learning that skill is the most important aspect.
Kavya, one last question. I think this is from Boldeep. I'm sorry if I'm not taking the name. His name is Anshu. Okay. So Anshu is asking, will Big Four consider a fresher without any experience and internship, as well as average marks in graduation?
Let's define average marks in graduation. If it is more than 50-60%, yes. If
Yes.
it's less than 50-60%, then I as a recruiter will check if you have other educational qualifications, you have good experience to back up for that low score. So let's say that you're a national volleyball player, and because of that reason, your scores are 50. So, see, let me be very honest here as well that, sometimes there is an eligibility that your resume will only get shortlisted if you score 60% and above. We do have these criterias in Big Fours because, they believe that having 60% and above is the basic requirement that they want for all the employees working with them, but it's not a mandate. If at all you have done a post graduation over and above your graduation and your latest qualification is not that low of grade. If let's say in your bcom you scored significantly low, but आपके post graduation में you scored decently well, and that is also backed by some independent projects, आपने कुछ internships करी हैं उसके साथ, you have a sports background also, you have been a part of co-curricular activities which they can see in your resume, then it is still justified. But if you are someone who's just a graduate, I have already posted a detailed video on that. Just go have a look at part G, which talks about that is post graduation mandatory to enter into Big Fours. So I have made a detailed video on that. It's not mandatory, but at the same time, for internships, you should be fulfilling certain criterias and eligibility. Because understand कि जब आप एक एज ए ग्रेजुएट अप्लाई कर रहे हो बिग फोर्स में, तो एक पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट भी अप्लाई कर रहा होगा आपके साथ फॉर द सेम रोल. So fortunately, unfortunately, they give more preference to a postgraduate because he's more experienced. And hence, I always tell everybody that at least be a postgraduate if possible. If not, तो आप एक ही सोल्यूशन है, देन द बेस्ट सोल्यूशन, आप अपने ग्रेजुएशन में इतनी मेहनत करो कि आपको अपने ग्रेजुएशन कॉलेज से ही कैंपस रिक्रूटमेंट मिल जाए. बिकॉज अंडरस्टैंड दैट इन कंपनीज का भी एक टाई अप होता है विद ऑल द यूनिवर्सिटीज प्रोवाइडिंग campus recruitments, that they hire majority of the people from campus. So do not look at the salary. Whatever you get, just enter. I know most of you feel that the pay is very less, but आपको एक kickstart चाहिए. Spend some time, then do a market correction. But just on the basis of salary, do not leave a job in your campus recruitments, especially at the time of graduation. I hope that answers a little bit of question of your questions. And also, I think I missed one at the above. So somebody mentions that I am a postgraduate in MCOM fresher, which role is suitable in EY to start our career? Okay, so being an MCOM, we don't have many roles for you, dear. But again, you are a postgraduate. If you have some sort of internship experience, you have some working experience of 1 year and above, being an MCOM, I assume that you are looking for a role in commerce or finance, right? You can apply in assurance, you can apply in SAT. However, again, preference is given more to MBA graduates or at least postgraduates, not MCOM. But try to back it up with some experience before joining Big Fours. That will help you. I am also from Delhi. Can you provide me guidance on how to join the same company? Okay, so see, you have ample amount of opportunities, you have ample amount of jobs to look forward to. सबसे पहले आप बैठ के identify करो that what kind of career path do you want to choose. Don't just so Aviral, I think this is one issue that happens ki everybody, including me, I always wanted to work at Big Fours. I wanted to enter into Deloitte. But what if I want to enter into data analytics, or what if I want to enter into marketing? These companies do offer marketing, but understand कि उनका major revenue generating activity नहीं है, right?
Correct.
Especially the Big Fours are into audit, they're into assurance. Now they're expanding to consulting and advisory services. So my question is, why only Big Four? Why not the top players in the research industry? Why not the top players in the marketing industry? Why do everybody wants to run after Big Fours? Like, what do you think is the approach or the mindset everybody has? And today, I really want you guys to, think about it, that whether entering into Big Four will give you that satisfaction, or it will really, really foster your career in the same area you want to enter into.
All right, Kavya. It's a myth in many people's mind that Big Four will give you some kind of adventure, some kind of amazing working experience. On a very true note, Kavya, if I am from marketing, right? So which company is best for me? If I'm from digital marketing, I'll go for Big Four or I'll go for Havas. It's up to me, right? I mean, it's as simple as that. If I want to buy a car, should I always look for Maruti Suzuki or I should go for Tata? I should go for Hyundai, right? It's up to me, right? I have to decide which car suits me, suits my budget, suits my family luxury, suits my kind of comfort, right? Look, there is a myth going on in the market that Big Four gives you a lot of things. Actually, not. If Big Four, as you said, Big Fours are from auditing, finance, in this stuff. Definitely, they will provide you best experience. No doubt about it. Best experience, best clients, best working hours. Sorry, no working hours. Best in everything, right? But coming to the, if I'll say digital marketing, no, not each Big Four will give you that. Not that exposure which you want, right? So, if I'll think there's one company named Maersk, I don't think a lot of people know about Maersk, right? But if you I want to know, Musk is not an Indian company, but it give you the best exposure, right? EY प्रोजेक्ट लेता है मस्क के. So, thinking about in that sector, which give me the best platform to show my skills, to show what I have learned. You have to sit and decide. Now, coming to the people who's asking the questions that where I should get jobs, right? So, in each company there's career portal. Go and search over there. कि if I want to go to data analytics, कितनी jobs हैं, कितनी जॉब्स हैं, क्या वो दे रही हैं. पढ़ो उसकी जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन, आपको समझ में आएगा कि आपके लायक वो काम है. देन नो डाउट गो फॉर इट. बट अगर वही चीज आपको दूसरी कंपनी दे रही है पर बेस्ट कल्चर दे रही है, बेस्ट एक्सपीरियंस देगी, इवन लर्निंग, इन एवरी जॉब आपको कुछ ना कुछ सीखने को मिलता है. ऐसा मतलब ऐसा नहीं होगा. ओके, आई विल से इन अ प्रॉपर हिंदी वर्ड. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि आप किसी भी कंपनी में जाके बोलोगे मुझे सब कुछ आता है और आज मैं यहाँ पे बिल्कुल सबसे टॉप पे मैं ही रहूंगा. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता, राइट? ऐसा कभी नहीं होने वाला. इन ईच कंपनी यू हैव टू गो, यू हैव टू लर्न, देन यू हैव टू शो. आप सीखोगे तभी आप आगे बढ़ोगे. इवन इफ फॉर मैनेजर, इफ ही जॉइन्स इन अ कंपनी, ही विल लर्न, देन ही विल गिव हिज वर्क. बट थिंक अबाउट गाइस कि किस कंपनी में आपको जाना है, उस कंपनी में आपके रोल के लिए क्या है. अगर वो उस कंपनी में वो चीज स्टार्ट ही हुई है तो कितना काम आने वाला है, और कौन कौन से कॉम्पिटिटर्स हैं. लुक, आई से ईवाई कॉम्पिटिटर्स कौन कौन से हैं, राइट? कितना वर्क वहां चल रहा है, आई थिंक जाना है कि या रुकना है. सो इट्स अबाउट थिंकिंग गाइस. यू हैव टू थिंक. सर्च करो.
Right. Very, very well said, Viral. I mean, आप खुद पहले research करो, try to identify things for yourself, and then you reach out to someone that मैंने अपनी research कर ली है. This is what I feel. Now you tell me from your experience, what do you feel? Most of the time हम क्या करते हैं, हम LinkedIn पे किसी को reach out करते हैं. Hi, I'm looking for a job. I have so many years of experience. Let me know if there is a vacancy in your company. It's a huge company. Where do you want to get placed? Where do you want the referral? If you want to enter into finance, where in finance? I see a question on audit, right? I think Sargam asked a question on audit. So audit may be internal audit, external audit. Do you want to be a part of, the international audit? How, where do you see yourself in audit? ये चीजें clear होनी चाहिए. Just because you feel you want to enter into internal audit, it might not be. तो आपको कैसे पता चलेगा कि कोई एक. So सबसे पहले your, in terms of priority, the first should be the role. According to me, this is what I feel. You should have a clarity of the role you want to enter into, because company चाहे कोई भी हो, आप उस role में restricted रहोगे with that company, right? So let's say that I wanted to be an HR, right? Will it matter whether I'm an HR in Big Four or whether I'm an HR in a startup company? Probably if I'm an HR in a startup company, I'll get to learn more, because people from across big companies will might leave and want to join the startup, right? So it would be a more challenging job for me. So understand what really works for you, right? Also, as you asked, Sargam, that if I am an MBA graduate and I also have a career gap, how do I start a career in internal audit? Well, see, if we know that हमारे end से कुछ ना कुछ एक loophole है, तो loophole corporate setup में भी होता है. They are not perfect, we are also not perfect. पहले तो I would like to mention here, or rather take a 1 minute silence for all the people out there who believe that gap year हो गया तो बहुत ही life खराब हो गई है. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, right? It's all about you being able to justify कि वो gap क्यों है. It could be because of a commitment, it could be because of a personal reason, it could be a health reason. ठीक है. So I know that it's difficult to bridge a gap, but you should always try कि at least you get a chance to get interviewed. Now to bridge that gap, what I often suggest is try to use those gap year as you acquiring a certificate, as you acquiring some skills, showing that आप उस duration में आप पढ़ नहीं रहे थे, but if a person is looking at your resume, he or she can verify कि इस duration में when this person was not in a job or was not doing an educational academic background, तो वो कुछ तो कर रहा था. थोड़ा सा हमें भी स्मार्ट बनना पड़ता है, हम झूठ नहीं बोल रहे हैं, but we are just trying to not make it appear as a big thing in the resume. And the moment you get to an interview point, you tell them that most of it, or maybe my gap year got extended so much because of XYZ reason. And my best trait is I'm honest. I did not, it's all about how confidently you're able to speak of your imperfections. because जो सामने बंदा बैठा है उसमें भी कुछ कमियां होंगी. So immediately he'll be able to catch that he's being honest. And you win people with your honesty. So try to use this sometimes, and individually to guide you, you can always reach out to us. You can plan a specific career counseling session with us, and then we let you know. So another good question. Yeah, so can you read out the question, Avril? I want to take this up.
Don't you think LinkedIn optimization is overrated?
LinkedIn
LinkedIn
optimization.
optimization is overrated. A company will never reject you because of poor LinkedIn.
See, well, two sides of the same coin, right? One, I believe that in today's world, where we are all getting digital, where your portfolio, your work profile is being shared through a link to the recruiters, with the increasing demand of video resumes coming in, we cannot underestimate the power of LinkedIn. Not at all. While at the same time, what recruiters expect out of a LinkedIn is not what we have been taught in terms of optimization, right? So when I talk of LinkedIn optimization, what I say is that जब आप एक job ढूंढ रहे हो, तो your search history will determine जो jobs आपको दिखेंगी LinkedIn पे. राइट. सो ऑप्टिमाइजिंग लिंक्डइन डजंट मीन कि आपके बहुत सारे वहाँ पे पीपल शुड हैव रिकमेंडेड यू, पीपल शुड हैव endorsed you for so many skills. What I mean to say, LinkedIn optimize, do it for yourself. सो इट्स लाइक अगर मैंने 2 दिन वैल्यूएशन की जॉब्स ढूंढी लिंक्डइन पे, थर्ड डे लिंक्डइन खुद ही मेरी सर्च हिस्ट्री को यूज करके इट विल फेच मी रेलेवेंट जॉब्स इन वैल्यूएशन. Right. If I am not a finance person and I have a let's say I have a profile which has everything to do with my experience in finance, but I am looking for a role in tax. मैं 3-4 दिन अगर टैक्स के रोल्स देखूंगी ना, मेरे को 5 दिन बाद भी टैक्स के रोल्स दिखने स्टार्ट हो जाएंगे लिंक्डइन पे. So for me this is optimization. I will not label optimization as कि you bring in a lot of people, you add connections there, you talk to everybody on LinkedIn. That is not possible. And with the amount of things putting up there, people have started sharing about their success stories, they share about their achievements. I think LinkedIn, yeah, has gained a lot of bad mouth in that aspect, that usko ek mini Instagram bhi bana rahe hain काफी लोग, which I think can be avoided. But at your end you can definitely try कि आप benefit ले सको of the features that are there on LinkedIn. It's not important to have, a premium account, but it's important that you leverage the job section of LinkedIn very well for your own self. That I would say. Right.
True.
So, yeah, I think, I would just like to conclude now and also ask others who joined, if you guys have any questions, anything in the mind, tell us right now. We are here for another 15 minutes for you people. We'll answer every question before we leave. And, the objective of this session was to talk about how to get jobs. So let's concisely put it across in a way that you get jobs first by knowing your purpose of life, by knowing what you want to do in life. It's not important that आप एक job seeker ही हो. You could be a job creator. Why not? Right. आप में वो entrepreneurial spirit है that you don't want to uh, just be looking for jobs. You want to generate jobs in the market. That happens before you look for a job. Second, if you've already decided कि मुझे job ही चाहिए, then do your research. This is where we lack the most. We don't do our research. We don't know. Like, if you come and say, hi, I want to become a financial analyst. What in finance do you want to do? If you say, I am interested in supply chain, so Aviral will ask you, where in supply chain, right? What do you know about supply chain? Which hierarchy, in the value chain model, where do you want to get placed? सो यू हैव टू रिसर्च. इतना आपको पता होना चाहिए कि मुझे किस एरिया में कहाँ एक्सप्लोर करना है. लेट्स से यू डिसाइडेड कि मुझे, लेट्स से इन फाइनेंस आपको अकाउंटिंग नहीं पसंद, आपको फाइनेंस पसंद है. नाउ इन फाइनेंस व्हाट डू यू लाइक डूइंग? अब आप मुझे बोलोगे कि जब तक हम काम ही नहीं करेंगे हमें पता कैसे चलेगा. ठीक है. तो ट्राई फाइंडिंग इंटर्नशिप्स. अगर इंटर्नशिप भी नहीं मिल रही है तो कनेक्ट विद पीपल, टॉक टू देम. सो कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा, बिना कुछ करे तो किसी को कुछ मिला ही नहीं आज तक, राइट? सो द ऑब्जेक्टिव इज जॉब्स नहीं है, कॉल्स नहीं आ रही, ये हमारे हाथ में नहीं है। हमारे हाथ में है दैट वी ट्राई आवर बेस्ट टू डू एवरीथिंग वी कैन इन आवर कैपेसिटी टू अपीयर एज आवर बेस्ट वर्जन। एंड आवर बेस्ट वर्जन इज द वन जो वेल प्रिपेयर्ड रहता है, जो पहले से सब कुछ वी हैव थिंग्स इन प्लेस, वी हैव अ क्लैरिटी ऑफ व्हाट वी वांट टू डू, and that's all about it. So नौकरी, इंडीड, लिंक्डइन जॉब्स, आई विल नॉट टॉक अबाउट दोस थिंग्स, वो आप सबको पता है। बट अगर नाउ इफ आई एम सिटिंग ऑन दिस साइड ऑफ द टेबल, जहाँ पे मैं आपको बता सकती हूँ दैट दीज आर द कंपनीज दैट आर हायरिंग, you should be the ones who should do this research, you should be the ones जो सर्च करो जाके कौन सी कंपनीज हायर करती हैं। एंड आई वुड कंक्लूड विद आस्किंग यू guys to let me know in the chat box of a few companies that hire for finance, taxation, assurance, data analytics. Can you name a few companies apart from big fours? Anyone? Or what is your dream company? Mention any company जो आप regularly देखते हो to get a job. Tell me. I really want to know. And this is a question to you, Avril, as well. What are your top five dream companies, or where do you see yourself working?
Okay, my top five dream companies. Okay, everyone knows about McKinsey, right? McKinsey is one of my favorite company I want to join. Second, I want to join in FMGC sector. So there's Coca-Cola, right? There is PwC, right? So these are the companies which give my skills, my knowledge a big boost, right? And my career growth will go in a positive way. So एक बहुत ही फेमस डायलॉग है काव्या कि कहीं से निकलने के लिए, कहीं जाने के लिए कहीं से निकलना पड़ता है। तो लाइफ में ग्रोथ करने के लिए आपको आगे बढ़ना होगा। सो माय ग्रोथ, इफ आई एम सीइंग माय विजन कि मैं मेरा सिक्स अगले क्वार्टर में मेरा क्या होने वाला है, राइट? या फिर मेरे अगले ईयर का क्या प्लान है। सो उससे पहले मेरा ये होगा मेरा कल का क्या प्लान है, राइट?
Absolutely.
या
And I see Harshit mentioned D Shaw, Bosch. Very good choice. But then my next question will be, how well do you understand these companies? How well do you know उनके revenue structures क्या हैं, उनके cost structures क्या हैं, उनके offices कहाँ पे हैं, right? So the research part is what is important. Secondly, Harshit asked me a question, right? He knows the question he asked me, and answering your question, Harshit, I would just say growth. So growth is the reason, right? And I think it's the fact that most of us, including me, I thrive to be the best version of myself. I thrive to keep learning in however ways I can, and if at all I feel that my growth is becoming stagnant, I'm not able to learn that much, I'll move out of that scenario and get somewhere where I'm feeling valued, and I'm feeling much better in terms of learning and growth. So I think things should motivate you enough that you know what you are worth, so that you're able to move out of situations and places and jobs and companies that do not cater to your career growth, right?
जैसे
Okay,
मैंने
I see Upstocks, YouTube. So
हाँ, नाइस।
I hope these are the companies you want to work in, and it's very good to see people mentioning YouTube. I'm very impressed. Like it's a dream for me to also work in YouTube, right? As a content creator, why not? Amazing, amazing.
काफी यू आर डूइंग दैट
I hope, I
apart।
hope. Yeah. So, guys, you tell me, did you find this session useful? Do you think you want to see us coming live again? Yes or no? Or any questions still unanswered? Anything you still want to know? Let us know before we wind up for the day. And any closing remarks from your end, April, for our audience and for everyone who's watching this or will watch this?
First of all, I really like the session, Kavya, because people are interactive, people are asking questions, right? And it really motivates me to, आगे बढ़ने के लिए मुझे और कुछ बहुत कुछ करना है, to just tell our people, yeah, we are here for them. Second is, I want to tell to everyone, to KGF channel, to people over here, we are here for you guys. I have, multiple times I have sent the KGF mail ID. You can put your questions over there, right? Ask your questions, ask your queries. We are here to answer you guys. Yeah,
Right,
we
right.
both are
And
here, right?
yeah, and also, today we just spoke a little about the job market, etc. But there is so much you can learn from all of these things. So before we just end up the call, all of you guys still here, Harshit, Satyajit, I want to know what topic do you want us to cover in the next live? What kind of discussions do you like to see? So let me know what you want us to talk about. Tell me.
I'll just add one thing. If it's about any game, also we are okay.
Yeah,
If
I think
anyone come on the screen and sing a song, na, I'll definitely, I'll tell my audience, please come, do that. आप सॉन्ग सुनाओ मैं शायरी करूंगा.
for sure. And I think we are all up for it, especially after the work pressure, and
Yeah,
we
of
all need
course.
that time to relax. So, anyone who likes to sing or anyone who wants to have a community where we all can just connect, talk about life, and talk about things that motivate each other, we can do that. Thank you, Satyajit, for such a great comment. We will definitely see you shortly. But tell us, what do you want to see more? Like, what topics do you want us to talk about? And it's so good to see all of you interacting till this point. Very nice. I'm happy. Tell me some topics we should talk about. And probably in the next session, Avril, we'll just directly send them the Zoom link also, which they can follow through to join us live here and keep their videos on, show us their beautiful smile, and then maybe we can talk to them and sing along, right? So, hope you guys enjoyed this session and we've noted down everything that you want us to take care of in the future, right? And yeah, maybe that's all we wanted to cover for the day. Strategy of career in corporate world. There is no strategy that
Oh God,
works in the corporate world.
strategy.
This is a
This,
bad world,
this is,
Satyajit.
this is. I only say one strategy. अपना काम करो, सो जाओ. Because there is no
Yeah.
strategy.
So the strategy to actually survive in this corporate world is for you to forget that you are surrounded by humans, right?
I mean, just be happy. Be happy with your work because you are great. Just tell yourself, I am good. I have done my part.
So it's like, अपना काम बनता और अपना काम अच्छा बाहर में जाए जनता, right? So not like
No,
बाहर में जाए
not for you
especially,
guys.
not the manager at least, and not
Of
you
course not.
guys for sure. But yeah, I think that's all about this session, guys, and we hope to see you soon. Take a break, go have your lunch. I mean, see, see, I'm so sleepy now. Okay, have your dinner, relax, enjoy, and all the best. Keep learning. We'll see you all soon. Thanks a lot for joining and spending time with us. Bye bye.
Thank you guys.